Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have the HEA Designs Flame. This is a brand new design from HEA. It just came out at Blade Show this past year, just a couple weeks ago. Sam, awesome guy to deal with. Really cool guy. If you've seen another HEA on this channel before, I had the Hunter. I love the Hunter. The Hunter is a very cool knife. Front flipper. This is different. This is an integral. So yes, the first integral design they've done, and it's going up a little bit in price from what they usually do, I will say. This is just get the price out of the way. They come in either this gray and this two-tone blade, dual finish blade, I think is what they call it, for $399, or you can get a full hand-rubbed, hand-polished blade, I should say, for $419. I'm doing this review. I'm putting it up on Saturday. This Monday, June 24th, is when, this coming Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time is when they go live on the website. I'll link to that down below. They're only making 99 of these in various forms. They come in blue or gray with the two different blades, so and they're split pretty evenly. So yeah, make sure you jump on there if you want to get one. Jump on it. It is definitely a very unique design. I will say that. I will admit, in pictures, I didn't care for it, and maybe in video you won't either. But once I got it in my hand, I actually really did, and I talked to some other people that felt the same way. It is a very unique design. It's kind of swoopy, almost sort of fantasy knife looking. I initially thought this would be a very good knife if you needed to defend your home from small dragons. It's just kind of what it looks like, but it actually is a functional, good, pretty easy, normal to use knife. It's a pretty long knife, but it's pretty slender. And we'll talk more about this as we go on, but the ergonomics are excellent. It's definitely not just an art knife. It's not, it's like your higher end one that comes to mind, let me think, like the HEA Eschaton, that's all about the looks, but it's not super functional. This is actually pretty functional. I would carry this. It's a pretty easy to use knife. Let's do some stats before we get too much farther. You have an overall length of 8.75 inches, blade length dead on 4 inches, blade thickness of 0.12 inches, handle thickness of 0.52 inches, and a weight of 4 ounces. So not bad at all weight-wise for how much blade you're getting there. It's a big sucker. We'll bring out a couple for size comparisons here. Let's bring out some stuff we have sitting here. We have the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. You can see it's much more slender than a PM2, but much longer. Something probably more to compare it to, as I drag out one of my little rags. I just was working on a knife a second ago. We have your Spyderco Native Chief. You can see it's just a little bit shorter than the Native Chief. So it's quite a large knife for sure. Now let's talk about the usual stuff we talk about here. As far as quality goes, it's excellent. I have no issues with it whatsoever. The finish on it is just perfect. It's really well done. Everything's nice and smooth. Integrals are just so comfortable, and I really love especially the lock bar insert. It's so flush. I really like it. It looks almost like it's like welded in there, but in one spot you can kind of see that. No, it is a removable lock bar insert. That is just a really cool little design. Really liking that. Also, you can barely see where they have the little anti-pivot thing. Really nice. Blade finish is excellent. Grind is excellent. Quality wise, it is great. Looks wise, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. I know every time I've showed it, people ask me a lot of questions about it, so I'm assuming people like it more than dislike it. The blade, like I said, it's kind of crazy looking, but it's actually pretty functional. It's about 20 thousandths behind the edge, pretty much the whole length of it. It is kind of I don't even know what the hell you call this thing, like a Persian multi-grind. I don't even know. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me there's a technical word for it. This big, long cutout. It's only a 0.12 inch blade stock. Pretty thin behind the edge. It actually works pretty good. Yeah, and even the tip, it looks like the tip would be really dainty. It's not a thick tip, but it's not nearly as bad as what you'd think. Probably a bit more robust than you're looking at like on a Para 2 or a PM2 or anything like that. It's a pretty good usable blade shape. Does cut well. A lot of bellies, of course. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to sharpen, but it does have a nice sharpening choil on it, so that's good. Ergonomically, it's a very comfortable knife. I have really long fingers, so sometimes these skinny handles don't always agree with me, but this one really does. It's just, And just that nice arc to the blade. It's actually, or to the handle. If you look, it's actually a fairly simple handle shape. It's kind of like almost like a more, prehistoric sort of handle shape. But it really works. It fits well. You can feel the clip, but everything's so nicely finished on it that it's fine. It doesn't, I don't feel any hot spots or anything. It's there, but good little amount of jimping up here to grab a hold of. There's pretty much just one way to grab it. That's about it. But it works pretty well. Carry-wise, also not bad. It does get a little wide down here towards the bottom. It is, let's measure, like from the flipper tab, from the flipper tab to the top of the blade, like 1.5 inches. You definitely do notice that. Top is fine. When you stick your hand in your pocket, it's completely fine at first, and then you get a little bit. It's not deep carry, but you're getting a tiny little thing sticking out of your pocket. And a very prominent pocket clip. You're going to notice that sticking out of your jeans, but especially with this blue color, it blends right in with blue jeans. You're not even going to see it, but it carries pretty good. Not amazingly well, but pretty good. Deployment, it's really nice. It snaps right out. Detent is just about perfect. This is not totally drop shut, but it is brand new, and I didn't take it apart. I bet it would be if I took it apart and, cleaned it out and changed the lube and stuff. But the detent is perfect, and it is very smooth. It's just not quite drop shutty yet. There's a difference between those two things, people. But yeah, very snappy detent. I do like that. It will Spidey flick. I saw lots of people doing it, so bear with me. We're gonna give it one shot, and if I don't do it, you're just gonna have to trust me that it'll do it. And jam my finger in there good, and no. Yeah, no, see, I can't do it again. When I have this camera thing in my way, I can't do it. Yeah, I assure you I could do it. I've done it once or twice. I saw lots of people do it very, very well. I'm not going to embarrass myself anymore. But even if you can't, it is nice to have this cut out because it does make slow deploying it very, very nice if you don't want to have a big thwack. This is a scary looking knife anyway. The last thing you need to have it do is make a big thwack in front of your office mates. So it does work well that way. So what are my overall conclusions? HEA Designs, awesome company. I didn't show this earlier. We're going to drag this out. Sometimes I don't show packaging, but HEA Designs is one that you have to show the packaging, and it goes to show what a cool company they are. So you get this nice magnetic closed box. You open it up, and you're like, oh, this is nice. And there's a nice little note from HEA on top. From Sam, this nice little note, saying thank you and all this stuff, which is cool. Pull the phone back. You got the knife, but wait, there's more. Now underneath here, you have the Packet O Swag, which is quite a lot of stuff. I'm not going to drag everything out because this is going on to somebody else, and I don't want to, honestly, I don't want to try and cram it all back in here. There's so much stuff. But you get patches, you get stickers, you get a really nice microfiber cloth, stickers galore. There's so much stuff you get with this. It's bordering on the silly. 3 or 4 different kinds of stickers, couple different patches, the cloth, all that stuff. Really, really cool little packet of stuff they give with their knives. It's really nice. It's nice to get something, and they kind of make you feel like part of the family. You can, put your sticker on your computer, your toolbox, or whatever. It's just, I like it. I do really like that they include all that stuff. Swag is what makes the world go round sometimes. Very, very cool. But yeah, the overall look of the knife, you're just gonna have to decide whether or not you think that's okay. The price, no, it is not inexpensive, but the quality is right up there with my Benchmade Anthem. It's just as nicely made as that, and that's in almost exactly the same price range. So that's and this has a little better steel. I don't think I did say that. This is M390, so that's very nice to have. But yeah, I really like it. I'm into it. I don't know if I would buy one. I don't know if it's exactly my style sense, but it is a very well-made knife. I think it's worth the price, and you could not find better people to deal with. So if you're into it, go check them out. Monday, June 24th, 7 p.m. Eastern time is when they're going to be available. Make sure you jump on it. They only made 99 of them. I've been Brian. Have a good one.